Good morning, guys. I feel like it's been a while since I've been like vlogging, and I'm trying to make it a point beginning this July to like get back into vlogging because I guess like this month of June has been great financially because like I've been working, shooting a lot more, but I also realized that I was doing a couple of things which I feel weren't as necessary and really takes away from my time. So I'm really committed from July onwards to do the things and focus on what I feel is important and working towards my goals. So I'm saying this in hopes that you guys will see me more, and I really want to be producing content that hopefully inspires you guys. And I thought that would be fun to show you guys more of like the behind the scenes of how I shoot a lookbook. Today, the weather's not really in my favor, but I'm actually glad that I found this little shelter. So I'm at the Fort Canning Park in Singapore. It's one of my favorite parks because it's really pretty. You've got really nice architecture here, which is really cool. I don't know if you can see, but the sky is actually really overcast. It's been forecasted that it's going to be super rainy this like month or like for the next few months because of the weather patterns. It's been a bit of a bummer, and we had a really short window of like sunny days over the last 2 to 3 days. So I was thinking that okay, hopefully today would be sunny, and so I got ready. But yeah, I guess it turned out to be cloudy, which isn't a bad thing. It's drizzling a little. So I'm just waiting for like the little raindrops on my blazer to dry off. Yeah, but thankfully I found this little shelter which I feel is really nice to take a photo. So I'm gonna show you guys like how I take a photo and probably do a bit of a voiceover because I did bring my lavalier mic, but it's a bit of a trek to like set up. So I'll just do all the recording in post. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this little BTS. Okay, so my poor little camera is probably gonna get a little bit wet, but I'm gonna remove the mic. So this is what I was thinking of, this little fort to photograph. I think it'd be really nice, and thankfully I'll be in the shade because like I said, it's drizzling. I don't know if you can see the drizzles. I really hope the shoot goes well because I don't like having to reshoot. Yeah, because that would mean that I would have to like get ready all over again and do the setup and stuff. So I'm really hoping that I can nail the shoot. Yeah, so fingers crossed. Okay, so I thought I'd show you guys what is in my bag. This is the Manfrotto Advanced Rolling 3 bag. I'll put a link to it in the description box below. So this is the purse that I'm gonna be carrying. I like carrying a purse around because I can put my phone in, and that's what I use to take my photos and compose the shot. So this is the bag today. I've got my tripod over there. So typically, oh, and I recently got this baby. This is the Sony 50GM. I love this lens. Oh my goodness, it's so sharp. Such an incredible lens. Definitely worth the investment, even though it's a pretty expensive lens. And over here I have the Sony 35 1.4 GM, which was what I was using previously to take all my photos. This is a great lens if you want to show more of the landscape, but I really love the rendering of this lens. It's such an amazing, gorgeous lens. So I definitely would say it's worth saving up for this. We've got a rocket blower. I might be wearing shades in this, I don't know, we'll see. But I brought this as an extra accessory. So that's my Rode Wireless Go 2, which I thought of doing voiceovers, but it's a bit of a trek, so I probably wouldn't set it up. This is my pack where I kind of like keep lip balm, like disposable soap, a lot of mosquito repellent and band-aids, that sort of thing. And these are my lip products as well as eyeliner if I need to touch up. So over here I have my heels. I like to put it in a shoe bag so it keeps my bag clean, and I will be changing to this shortly. So this is my GoPro, which I haven't really used much to be honest, but I'm hoping to do more POV style shooting with this, so I'll be using this shortly. And over here we have like my tech pouch, which is where I put all my batteries and all those little accessories for camera stuff. Then we've got filters in here. I really like this Peak Design Sony mount, which is what I use to carry multiple lenses on me, and I connected it with the anchors to the strap, but I'm not using this today. But this is what I would wear whenever I shoot. Other stuff, we've got portable charger, my name cards, batteries, that's about it. And this is the neck mount for the GoPro, which I'm gonna test out today to do some POV shooting. Okay, so this actually looks so funny. So I have the GoPro like mounted to me so you guys can get like a POV view of what I'm doing. Eventually I do want to get a second camera, but I need to save up for that. So anyways, this is gonna be like what you guys are gonna see from now on, because I'm just gonna be focusing on photography for now. Alright, so on to voiceover Sarah. I currently have on the Sony 20G lens as my vlogging lens, as well as the Rode VideoMic NTG, which I really like, but is a bit bulky and a bit of an attention-grabbing mic with the dead cat, as well as the PGY Tech Mantis Pod, which I really like as a vlogging tripod. So that's what I'm going to be swapping out and changing to the 50 lens to start shooting. So normally what I would do is check for any dust specks before shooting, and I would use the dust blower to blow these specks off. And here I am setting up my tripod before composing the shot. So on a random note, I do find that the twist lock mechanism on tripods to be a bit finicky. I definitely prefer the clip-on style of locking instead. Normally when I shoot as well, I'm really mindful of how my clothes are doing. So in this case, I decided to take off the blazer because I didn't want to crease it further, especially because I'm the one doing the setup. So there's a lot of moving on my end, and I try to eliminate any issues. I also like to shoot with the lens hood on because it acts as a form of protection for my lens, especially if I accidentally bump into something or in the unfortunate event that camera falls. Some people would actually opt to use a UV or haze filter, but I don't like having extra filters on my lenses if it's not necessary, so that's why I use the lens hood. I would also recommend having an L bracket if you want to shoot vertically, because it removes the need for you to adjust the ball head and have it sit at a vertical angle. And a lot of times I found myself having to readjust the ball head because it would slowly tilt down because of the weight of the lens in the camera. You can also see that it takes a lot of trial and error when it comes to composing the shot, especially on the lens that you're using. So in this case, because I was using a 50mm lens, I had to step further away than what I was used to using the 35mm lens. I normally use the Sony imaging app to take my self-portraits. I will say though that the app can definitely use a refresh and update, because I found myself having to reconnect to the app several times. I also wasn't able to do a screen recording the entire time that I was shooting the session, because every time I would put the phone away, my screen recording would get cut, so I'm only able to share my screen during this portion of the video. So this is what the interface looks like. You're able to rotate how your screen is looking, and it's really helpful for me to just see the framing and how I'm standing, positioning. I'm able to change the drive mode, which basically allows me to set the camera to self-timer. In this case, the timer is set to 10 seconds and it will take 3 consecutive shots. From here on, it's just me deciding how I want to stand and position myself, as well as tapping on myself to make sure I get the focus right, and then shooting. From here on out, it's just me positioning myself and shooting, and I would do this over several rounds until I'm happy with the pictures. Don't mind how grainy the GoPro footage looks. That's the annoying thing about having such a small sensor. But anyways, so I didn't really stay that long at this angle, because initially when I was reviewing the photos, I felt like it didn't look that nice composition wise, but I was actually quite happy with the shot that I took, and this is what it looks like. So I decided to reposition the camera, and I probably spent most of the time shooting at this spot. I find that if you have something to lean on, like a wall or stairs, which you can sit on or walk on, it gives much more variety to the shot. Compare that to what I was doing earlier, where I was making minimal changes to the way I was standing. So that's pretty much how I would shoot a lookbook, and here are the images from this scene. So that is a wrap. I finally finished shooting. It took me like a few hours, I think probably 3 hours to take the photos. And that's something I wanted to show you guys as well. At least in my case, it takes a lot of time for me to get nice photos. And so whatever you see on my socials is definitely curated. And I hope that by sharing that, you would also be encouraged to know and also not to compare yourself with what you see online, because a lot of times we can look at all these pretty images and it might affect our self-confidence, but know that all of it really boils down to practice and a lot of different tries and takes. So I hope it encourages you as well. If you want to go out and shoot, take the time to hone in on the skills and learn the craft as well as enjoy the shooting, because I feel like ultimately the journey is more important than the photos. And this is also why I really enjoy vlogging, because I look back and remember about like the process and how tedious it is to take my photos, but I'm really happy with the results. So as you can see, Fort Canning is a park that is really popular for pre-wedding stuff and wedding photos.